for the YouTube link as always. And there it is. All right, that's perfect. We can start now. I think that the first in my list is Martin. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So Thomas merged the PR to ports, and my PR that allows to download several blocks at the same time broke. I had to adapt it. So I'm finishing that right now, and after I'm done with that, I'm gonna create the tickets for the fourth choice handlers, and I'm gonna start working on that. That's it for me.
Okay, perfect. Next is go.
Me? Oh, okay. Yeah. Good day, everyone. I was working on the P2P issue on Friday, and I've made progress. So hopefully by the end of today, I should make like a draft PRO. And I have a question. The block store stores the Beacon blocks, but based on the specification, when you're trying to get blocks by range, you're actually asking for signed become blocks. So should I change that to store signed become blocks, or was that intentional?
Mm, I'm not fully sure about the difference on the fly, but that's a good question. Let's continue the discussion on Telegram actually on that one. Like that there's a type difference. That's what you're saying because the problem is not the store itself, right? Because we are not storing blocks in this in the fork choice store. We're storing them on the DB on the key value store. I'm not sure if your question is more about if we are saving the correct data in the DB or if the question is more related to where should we save the data.
Okay, so what else? Because the beacon block, the difference between the beacon block and the signed beacon block is that the signed beacon block contains a signature, which I believe is like the aggregation of attestations. So when they are asking for blocks, they're actually asking for the signed one. So what I'm asking is, um, should I change what we are storing to signed beacon block? Because it's just the same thing, but just an extra field, which is signature.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because if we want to pass a signature as well, I mean we should move the conversation to Telegram because maybe we want to store the signatures in another store, and maybe we can query the blocks and the signatures and then return it. I mean, I'm not sure, but like maybe we should think a little bit like how do we refactor this, but yeah, it sounds reasonable.
Okay, but notwithstanding, I would just make a draft PR and then maybe we can change that from there. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Fernando?
Yes, from my part, I think I have a first working version of the serializer. I have already made a pull request, but I keep adding more commits. And the last one included a predefined scheme, just like we talked in the last meeting. And with that predefined scheme, it is possible to encode and decode the structs. So yeah, so maybe it is necessary to do a review of that, if that is the correct path, so I can keep including or adding more schemes in of the structure. Okay, what do we have?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I will probably let you know today at some point, like if we want to split that into multiple PRs, because like I don't know how you feel about it, but at some point, if the aim is to cover all of the types in just one PR, the PR will be like gigantic. So it's probably a good idea to split it. So I will give like your PR like a very superficial look today, just so that we know hey, where we can split it. But thanks, that's great progress. Akash, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So I've implemented the process final justification finalization function, but while testing, I'm running into some issues, and the issues are related to the justification bits, the format of justification bits, bit vector. Sometimes it's a single integer. Sometimes it is like on the Telegram chat, the images. I'm not sure how to handle them for the different cases.
Yeah, let's have a discussion after this meeting. I wrote it in Telegram, but it might be the case that we are not parsing the YAMLs correctly. I think that there's not many more than two possible cases. Either we are not parsing the justification bits correctly, like the bit lists, or we are parsing them correctly, but those are cases that are supposed to fail. But I think that's not the case because you were sharing them. So I think that that's probably a parsing issue because, just what everyone knows, the first step of almost every spec test is like reading the YAMLs with the inputs, and that reading of the YAML is not like straightforward. Like you first do a YAML parse, like to turn that into data structures in Elixir, but also there are sometimes either inconsistencies on the YAMLs, or there are different representations for similar things. So it's not as straightforward as it should be. In the worst case, this is not even a YAML parsing issue, but it's an SSZ library issue. I hope that's not the case, but it's for me, it's most likely the YAML parsing. But let's probably live debug that after the meeting.
Sure. Thanks.
Of course, Mete, do you want to go next?
I'm still working on debugging the slashing the autostator. Currently, I'm actually processed some things, but there's some issues still. Not so much synthetic ones, but the logical ones. I'm fixing those right now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I saw that you needed help today, so I'm reviewing the PR, and I should have some feedback today. Maybe Tomas, Mega, and I can split the help so that we can help like two people at the same time, like two each other or something like that.
It would be awesome because there's too much functions and I cannot trace it back properly with the testing part because like it's about 40 functions or something. I cannot know where the issue is exactly. So there is an issue from that.
For that specific problem, I would suggest creating unit tests aside from the spec tests. Like there are many possible approaches. If you know exactly how it should go and you want to debug like line by line, there's a debugger in Elixir for that. Like you can add breakpoints or follow like function by function. That's something that can be done. But also, if you want to like test individual functions instead of the most general one, we can do that. We can just add unit tests for smaller functions that we know what they will return, and that could help you trace the issue down. So while we review the PR, maybe you can like get some ideas on what functions could be unit tested if there are some obvious ones. Like sometimes there are like all of them involve hashing, and sometimes it's hard to find inputs and corresponding outputs. But if we trust the hash function, then we can just like test everything that's not that. But we can sync on that after the daily.
Thank you.
And if everything fails, then we can always return to live debugging. Okay, Mega is next.
Yeah. Last Friday, I finished adding the part about metrics. I added a dashboard. No. A Grafana graph using peer-to-peer metrics, namely the amount of requests, of successful requests and retries and errors we are getting on the requests we already have implemented. The request the beacon blocks by root and by slot, and I uploaded the photo in the PR. After that, I saw the number of retries was really high, so I tried modifying a bit, adding a peer scoring method. Really, really simple. Just well, if the request to them fails, then we penalize them, and if their score reaches 0, we simply eliminate them from the peer book. But it doesn't seem to increase or decrease the amount of retries too much. I can continue with that, or I can take another issue. We can talk about this after the. But yeah, I was planning on checking it a bit more today. That's all. I can check Mete's PR if you want, Thomas.
Sure. Yeah, that would be helpful. Thank you. The retry issue is a good one to follow up, but if that doesn't seem to like go anywhere clear today, then maybe you can start with with other state transition functions related to fork choice. That could be very helpful as well, so that we can start having a fully working LMD ghost.
I can work on both a little bit on the on the fork choice functions, and then a little bit on the peer scoring if I see like it goes slowly or something like that.
Sure. Okay, thank you for that. I'm the only one left with the updates. I've been mostly working on fixing the makefile target for the spec tests after Mega's review last Thursday, I think. I'm going to finish that today after giving everyone reviews, because I was getting back on reviews, so I just jumped back to GitHub for a while, and after that I expect to finish the spec test improvement PR and can just merge it today. And that's it. Oh, hey, we were having some requests to get in. Hey, Paul, how's it going? I just gave my update, so if you want to do that, you can do that too.
Yeah, sure. Hey, everybody. Sorry, I've been traveling, so it's the rush right now. But yeah, in Turkey for ZooConnect, and then DevConnect, and I'm sure I'll see many of you guys here. Super nice. Anyway, so mainly I've been continuing the implementations of some functions related to the block processing and operations. So I'm continuing steadily to do that. When I finish one, I try to jump on another one to continue just to try to go forward on the implementation of the state transition. And then mostly I've been focusing on working on the presentation, as we said, for the EPF. So this was my main focus for the last few days. And I think my goal for this week will be to try to go forward and continue building this presentation so we have something nice. Now I'll share it with the group when it starts getting pretty solid, so we can start.
I think we might have lost him. Okay, let's give him a couple of seconds, and if not, do we have any final comments or questions? Okay, I don't think there's anything else. We did get Paul's update, fortunately. We have many action items left, so I will start syncing with everybody now, like, just to make sure that everyone's unblocked from from debugging issues or spec test issues or whatever. So like if Tomas wants to, if Mega wants to help Mete, I will help Akash, and then like we can go back and help the rest of the people here. And maybe Martin can discuss with Cost Power the signature issue, or if we need to save the blocks or just like or the full signed blocks. Okay. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you all tomorrow.